All right. Hello, everybody. Secret agents from around the world. Welcome to our Wednesday night training. It is normally our TNT Tuesday night training, but we moved it. I hope you guys had an incredible celebration for your Valentine's Day. I am coming at you live here from Tulum, Mexico, where we have been scouting out some spots for some new escapes your way, which we're really excited for you guys to have an opportunity to see, which we're going to be showcasing some of them at our event coming up here, not this weekend, but next weekend in Atlanta. We're going to be talking a lot about that here tonight because we have some incredible things coming. Now, I'm not going to spoil a lot of the announcements. I will maybe sprinkle in a few teasers, maybe a couple spoilers might slip out by the end of today's call as to what you can expect as we're heading into what I believe is going to be the most important event in the history of Secret, as we have really given birth to this new concept of really building a lifestyle community. And all of that centered around helping people look better, feel better, and experience more out of life. And centered behind all of that is really the foundation of what Secret is built off of, which is community. And that's the thing that I'm the most proud of, is what it is that we get to go bring to the market and what we get to introduce people to as something to not only transform their lives and not just earn an extra income, not just get great products, but be surrounded by a group of people that are going to inspire them to live a better quality of life, to live the good life. And some of the things you start seeing, you might have seen some of these signs that have been popping out there. I know Chillin' Worldwide, Mr. Troy Brown, downtown Troy Brown, and the whole crew has been on a cruise ship with that living the good life signs. I don't know if you guys have seen those yet, which is a little sneak peek as to some other things that we're going to be bringing to you guys. But real quick, I want to do something that we haven't done on this call, and I was inspired to do this by Mr. Jared Ojeda, who has his Wednesday morning wow calls that he does. And one of the things that he does is before we get the training started, he asks some people that have a testimonial. It could be anything. It could be a result with the product. It could be a member's deal, something you saved, something that you, so any kind of testimonial, maybe you got your first builder bonus, anything like that. Now, here's the thing. You got to keep it short and to the point. And so I'm going to be calling on you if you have a testimonial from this week or something you accomplished, and it could be something that you might think is small, but it's really big when it comes to our business, meaning you called your chicken list and they gave you an appointment. Like that's a win, right? So maybe you followed up with that person. You got your first agent in right before this call about 10 minutes ago. I just signed up my next new agent, and I'm super excited for her as I see her on live here, which I'm super excited about, as we've got more and more people that are obviously coming in here to the world of Secret. But in any event, before we get onto this, so here's how you do this. For me to pick on you, and I'm going to be calling on you at some point in time, all you got to do is raise your hand. All right. So, and what I mean, not raise your hand physically, there's a way to raise your hand inside of Facebook, inside of here, Zoom. I don't know how you do it, but I saw him do it. So figure it out, people. Anyway, while you guys are figuring out how to raise your hand, if you've got a quick testimonial, I want to do a couple of other things here that are really important in order to kick off today, which is a little bit of our training and our systems here with Team Synergy. So Team Synergy Agents is really the kind of the concept between one big team, as this is an organization that is spanning across the world. Now, there are a lot of teams inside of Team Synergy. All right. So there's tons of them. You have Chillin' Worldwide, Dream Team, Team Fusion. There's so many of them. Team Rhino. I won't even know where to start. GPN. There's literally hundreds of them. So Team Synergy is really kind of a coming together of teams where we can kind of unify and create a system behind that. It's something that we can go out there and share to be able to leverage all of the talents, the skill sets that we have inside of this organization on a global front. And so we are constantly improving or updating our system and giving you guys access to it. But we're going to be talking a lot about our playbook event coming up, not this weekend, but next weekend. We had our first playbook event in Venice, Italy last weekend that I was at, and man, was it incredible. And actually our guest trainer here tonight was the feature trainer at that event, and he was top form. I don't know that I've ever seen him as good as I've seen him up close and personal, especially with an intimate group of people, as normally he's on stages with a lot of people, but getting a chance to see him in a small group, just right there in front of your face, to be able to deliver some of the training and the content that was real, accessible, palatable, like that you know exactly what to do with, was incredible. But our system, our website, teamsynergyagents.com, you can get on there. Here's a couple things: join our Facebook group, like our Instagram, get on our Telegram, join our WhatsApp communication, so you don't miss out on any of the things that we do. On there, you're going to have some training, but our calendar, where we have live presentations that we do every single day, where you can invite people and start learning, right? We've got our PowerPoints, we've got a lot of things. And at Playbook, you're going to see some pretty big updates to our team site and our team system, as we're constantly improving this on a regular basis. So if you haven't checked back in the last week or two, get back on the website, familiarize yourself with it, because this is one of those things that when you learn how to promote it, it's going to save you a lot of time, energy, and money, which is the key behind a system, right? And the reason why is because instead of having to be great at everything, you can leverage the resources, because most of you I know are spare time, part-time in your business. So if you've only got 4 or 5 hours a week to build your business, instead of doing so much time explaining, you can do more time pointing and spend those 4 and 5 hours exposing and presenting and staying in high income producing activities, and have a system that will duplicate, so you can be replaceable instead of having to be remarkable. So, but as we get through here today, we've got some incredible recognition. Now, remember, our recognition is a week behind. All right. So if you got promoted yesterday or last week, it's actually the week before. If you see there, this is from January 31st to February 6th. And so I want to congratulate all of our new bronzes inside of the organization. We're super excited for you. This is the first promotional rank inside.
Am I bronze yet?
So apparently, so the 2000 left, 2000 right. Sorry, guys. So somebody unmuted themselves here. So 2000 left, 2000 right. We're super, super excited for everybody here on that. And then we also have a brand new silver. I believe this is out of Colombia, if I am not mistaken. So coming out of Colombia, I can't wait. I'm coming down there next month for our tour, which is going to be an incredible, incredible opportunity to be able to get more people into that market that is expanding so quickly into Latin America, which I believe is the biggest potential inside of Secret. There's 600 million Latinos in the world. So like, hello, it's time to yo hablo español. But as I'm here in Mexico, and as we're building not just in this marketplace, but huge, huge opportunities as we're continuing to expand into that marketplace. But before we get into our guest trainer here today, I want to, our rock stars. And these are our rock stars. Now, your foundation thing when you get started in Secret is to become a rock star. Now, what is rock star? 4 enrollments in your first 4 weeks. 4 enrollments in your first 4 weeks. Okay. So it's very simple, like rock star, let's go. Right. So go get 4. Now, for 4 enrollments in 4 weeks, okay, this is going to double your direct bonuses from 10% to 20%. So the money gets pretty significant very quickly when you go out there and become a rock star with Secret. So this should be your first goal as a brand new agent. People say, what do I do? Rock star, right? If you're like, hey, I need a new game plan. Here's the game plan. Go rock star, right? If you're feeling stuck and stagnant in your business, you know what you need to do? Rock star. Hey, I want to advance to the next level. What do I do? Rock star. Like rock star should be the answer for most of the solutions that you're looking for inside of your business. So we'll get after that. But we do have looks like we got a hand raise here. Somebody figured it out here. So let me see if I can figure out how to do that. Looks like Gregory's got his hand raised. So Gregory, I'm going to ask you to unmute here, brother, and share with us. You got a testimonial. You got something you want to share with us. We want to hear loud and clear what has been going on for you in the world of Secret.
Hey, Jesse, I appreciate you giving me the floor for a few seconds. So basically, I had a presentation set for 8:30 my time frame. I hit somebody on my list about 20 minutes before, got them to not only get on the Zoom, we did the presentation, push play, and they joined as an agent, and also they became a Club Secret member the same night.
That's what I'm talking about. So that's exciting. Congratulations. So super excited for you guys. So here's what we want to do is this. If you haven't figured out how to raise your hand, go raise your hand. I want to call on you guys here because we want to do this and hearing your guys' stories every single Tuesday night. So Jared, I want to give you a big high five because it's such an incredible job of being able to get more stories so we can hear what's happening. If you save something on a member deal, you save something on a vacation. I saw Jade Boland's post on, she bought hockey tickets for this game and saved like $600. I could be exaggerating, but it was a lot. I remember thinking from getting hockey tickets for her family last minute to something that was crazy. So it's something really important that we want to start doing here. So if you figure out how to raise your hand, you got a story, you got a testimonial of something that rocked or worked for you, please do so. But what I want to do right now is I want to get right into our guest trainer here today. And don't worry, if you get your hand raised, I'll get a chance to call on you at some point here before we wrap up today. But I've got some things to talk to you guys after, but I wanted him to get on here as quickly as possible to share with you some of his philosophies on building a business, because I think inside of our business, there's what to do. And I think that's what a lot of us, when I signed up, I was brand new 20 years ago. I was a fledgling network marketer, and I was just praying and hoping this thing would work, right? I had my ultimate excitement and no knowledge. It was a dangerous combination. And so I went out there and just vomited all over people, and I messed up a lot in the beginning, which is part of building the business. But what I found was that it's not the how-tos, but how you do the how-tos that really made a difference inside of our business. So when you look at it, our business is really 80% psychology and 20% mechanics. And one of the things that I love about this individual is he has been a mentor of mine from afar for longer than he has known. I have been stalking him online forever. I loved watching his videos, his trainings. And some of you guys have heard this story. I shared it in this last event. Was it was probably 2015, I would say. We had a leadership group of people that were platinums and above inside of my team. And we all flew into Phoenix because we were looking on creating the best getting started video that we could build in secret. And so I had my team do research and go watch every company's getting started video. And my team came back with one. They were like, this is the one. And I was like, okay, cool. So we literally watched it, and we had somebody watch it and pause the YouTube video and type out, literally like plagiarize the entire getting started program that he had on his video, right? And I remember about halfway through, we were thinking to ourselves, we were like, should we do this? Like, is this legal? Like, are we allowed to just completely copy some other company's getting started training, just replace our company's name with their company's name inside of ours? And we were like, yeah. And that video was done by none other than Mr. Matt Morris. Now, this is 2015, and I remember thinking to myself, I'm never going to meet him, so what's the big deal, right? And so I am so grateful. He is the unemployed millionaire. He is obviously, as accolades precede him, but for those of you guys that are brand new, he has spent the past 2 decades, more than 2 decades, actually, majority of his adult life, not just getting incredibly talented and skilled in this business from no success for a long period of time. And part of the reason why he's been able to help so many people overcome the hurdles and the struggles to go from nothing to something. And I can tell you that the amount of 6-figure, 7-figure income earners, first-time people that have never had success in this space, and a lot of them attribute their success to him. And here's how you know the impact a person has made on the world is not what they say about themselves, but what other people say about them. And when you go around the world, it's everywhere people go and say, I credit my success and a lot of my teaching and my mentorship to this individual. So we're so grateful to have him here as a part of our leadership body here with Secret. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Matt Morris. Welcome, my friend.
All right. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I'm glad you finally stopped. I was getting too big of a head here. So amazing introduction. And man, so excited that we had a chance to reconnect. That story is hilarious. It's like you said so much in such a quick amount of time before you introduced me. And, it's one thing that took me forever to really realize, and that's that mindset is more important than skill set. Because for the longest time, it was like, man, if I just had the exact recruiting script, if I just had I thought there's got to be some tactic out there that I'm just not learning. Why can't I get it together? And, it took me a lot of years to finally figure it out. And like you, Jesse, I struggled for a lot of years. I struggled for way more years than you did, I think. It took me 5 years to get to a full-time income. And, thankfully, I read a book called Think and Grow Rich. My sponsor in my first network marketing company gave me a copy of that book, and it said, within this book lies the secret of success. And I read the whole book. It never said the secret of success is this. I mean, that's how much I was looking for a thing, right? Is I thought they were going to tell me in the book, the secret of success is, and they were going to like tell me, and I'd get it. And all of a sudden I'd be successful and rich. And it's like, I read the whole book and never said it. And I was like, oh man, I must've been daydreaming. So I read the whole book a second time, specifically like with a highlighter or pen, like looking for the word secret, success, like, and I read the second time and it still never told me. And I was like, oh, what they must have meant is it's for me to figure out. And I read it a third time, and what I got out of it was just determination. That it's like, if you're just determined enough to win and keep going, eventually you will. And that became the case for me. As pig-headed as I was, as uncoachable as I was, the one thing that I did right over those 5 years is I kept going. And eventually it all really came together. And when I met my mentor, he said something really, he said so many things that changed the game for me. But one thing that he said that just kind of came to mind was that it's great to model the tactics, but it's more important to model the thinking, right? And so what I want to talk about tonight is thinking. And, the way I see it in becoming a leader in Secret, it's just about doing one thing, and that's really serving others. It's, being a coach. If you look at where did the word coach come from, it's like in the horse-drawn buggy days, a coach is what, is pulled behind a horse, and it takes you from where you are to where you want to be. And so that's our job, is to help people from where they are to where they want to be. And you may be brand new in Secret. This may be your first day in Secret. This may be your first training that you've ever attended in Secret. And I just want you to know, if you want to have unlimited success, if you want to make, 5,000 a month, 10,000 a month, 100,000 a month, it's all going to boil down to you simply being a coach. It's just helping people get what they want. And sometimes what they want is better health. Sometimes what they want is less wrinkles. Sometimes what they want is community. Sometimes what they want is travel. And so we're going to give them a product that they want, but it's so important to help elevate their level of thinking. And if we don't elevate people's levels of thinking, they never step into their potential. They do what I did for so many years, believing that tactics are more important than thinking. Because when I grew up in school, how many of you ever had a class on thinking? How many of you ever had a personal development class in school? It was never there. And I remember reading Think and Go Rich thinking, oh my God, why didn't anyone have me read this? Why is this not taught in school? It's a crime that it's not taught in school, right? And so I want to just cover a couple points that I'll circle back and I'll explain why I'm covering these. And there's an important reason why. And the first reason, my handwriting is awful. So I had it typed on here, it's really, I want to cover our two biggest expenses. Now, Gregory, I think you've heard me do this before, so don't put in the answer. I don't know if anyone else, maybe you've heard me do this. I don't know if I've ever done it on a secret Zoom before, but I want to like, let's think about, if you haven't heard me do this, in the comments, I want you to type in what you believe the two biggest expenses in life are. What are your two biggest expenses in life? Okay, and everyone type it in. Kids, certainly a very big expense.
That's what I've been told. I'm about to head into that territory.
Yeah, you're about to find out that in a big way. So your house, so mortgage, your rent, taxes, time, home, health, education, mortgage, house, cats. Michael Head. Michael, man, I've never had anyone say cats before. Wasted time, home health care, procrastination, mindset, mind. All right, let me give you what I believe the two biggest expenses are. Okay, I'm going to start with your second biggest expense. Okay, your second biggest expense, taxes. Okay, this is your second biggest expense, is taxes. And so let's do the math here. If you make, let's say, $100,000 in a year, you're going to pay about half of that. I mean, you could argue maybe you're going to get away with 30% or 40%, but when you add up all the different taxes, essentially, you're going to pay about $50,000 in taxes, leaving you with 50K left over, right? And so it's kind of like, man, you know, people think about 6 figures, 100,000 a year as a lot of money. It's really not that much money because half of it is going away. So you have federal tax, you have your state income tax, if your state has that. If you don't have state income tax, typically your property taxes going to be higher than the states that have state income tax. You have your sales tax. When you get gas, there's tax on your gas that's built in. When you make money and invest it, there's capital gains taxes. So you think about it, like you make money, you pay federal tax. I've already paid tax on the income, but then when I go buy things, I pay another tax, right? And then if I invest it and I make money, I've already paid tax on that money I invested, but because I make more, I pay another tax. So it's tax upon tax upon tax. When you die, there's an inheritance tax, right? And so the government is getting their share for sure. So you're gonna end up with about 50,000 if you make 100,000 a year. And so, you know, you can do the math on your mortgage payment and things like that, but typically you're paying way more in taxes than you are in your mortgage payment. Now, there may be some exceptions if you're doing things in an interesting way. So what if that's your second biggest expense? What's your number one biggest expense? Well, let's do some math here. What if, like, if you were earning $1 million a year?
By the way, is anyone else like just kind of slightly freaking out of the fact that he's writing on his TV and moving shit around? Or is it just like, this is amazing, by the way? Like, give me your
So if you're making $100,000 right now and someone else is making $1 million, okay, what's it costing you to not know how to make $1 million a year? I mean, it's costing you essentially $900,000. Now, obviously, you're going to have taxes taken out of that, so maybe it's netting you an extra $450,000. So it's costing you hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars every single year for the rest of your life by not knowing how to make $1 million a year. Now, when someone drew this out for me one time, I was like, oh my God, I never thought that was my biggest expense. Now, thankfully, I had, you know, lots of coaches, lots of mentors who taught me that the greatest investment you can make is the investment in your mind, because if you, as Ben Franklin said, if you empty your wallet into your mind will fill up your wallet. Okay. And so I got that. And it's our job to help people think in a different way, to understand the two biggest expenses. I'm going to give you another one, and I did cover this in Venice with Jesse, and Jesse did, wow, an unbelievable, like it was such a cool event. Tag teaming that with Jesse, so much fun. And Europe, they are lighting up right now, which I know we're going to have the US market lit up after Playbook here in Atlanta coming up. But I wanted to talk about, and this is important, and this is something I'm really, really passionate about, because there's many of you who are on here with me right now who are going to go on to make a lot of money. And I want to arm you with this, because in my career here of, you know, in 23 years of doing this full time, have been blessed to have thousands of people on my team get to a full-time income. I did the math a while back, and it was 547 6 to 7 figure earners on the team. I think it was 53 documented $1 million earners. And I saw a lot of people make a lot of money, and unfortunately, they had the wrong mentality, they had the wrong thinking, and that money went away. And so I want to talk about philosophy of money. This is super important. So there's a difference between the thinking and the philosophy of the poor, the middle class, and the rich. So what I want to draw out for you here is the difference between the poor, the middle class, and the rich as it relates to their philosophy of money, what they believe the purpose of money is. And if no one has trained you, take notes on this and get this. Because if your philosophy of money is broken, it doesn't matter how much money you make, you'll always end up back to where your thinking is. So what I mean by that is you might go from being poor like I was. I mean, I grew up extremely poor. My mom worked 2 and 3 jobs to work her way through college. Eventually, you know, she became an attorney and became a judge. She's my hero. But I grew up poor and I wanted things. I wanted to be rich because I didn't have any. And it took me, even when I got to the point where I was making 6 figures a year, I didn't understand the philosophy of money. And I will just tell you, I would be a much, much richer man today had someone taught me what I'm about to tell you. Now, thankfully, I learned this concept when I was making several $1 million. And so it allowed me to create some very cool things that create an amazing, like very secure lifestyle. But let's talk about the poor philosophy of money. See, the poor believe the purpose of money is to pay bills and buy things. I just noticed if bills and things, there we go. Helps my handwriting. So the poor believe the purpose of money is to buy things, pay bills, and buy things. So the middle class have they have an elevated philosophy on money. So the middle class, their philosophy on the purpose of money, it's to buy assets. So typically a middle class philosophy is I'm going to buy a car, which many consider to be an asset. I personally don't, but they buy as expensive of a car as they possibly can based on their income. It's like, how much credit can I get to buy the most expensive car I can? Okay. And when it comes to their home, it's like, all right, well, what's the most expensive home that I can buy as an asset with my level of income and my level of credit? And so they go out and buy as much as they possibly can. And the thinking is, well, it's an asset, right? And unfortunately, most of the wealthy people that I've met over the years, and thankfully I've met, you know, a lot of multi-millionaire. I've gone to lots of different, you know, coaching and investment programs that have taught me that a home is not really an asset. An asset should be the rich, the really rich consider an asset something that actually makes you money. So yes, your home's going to appreciate for sure, but you're paying mortgage and taxes every single year. And so let's say your home appreciates over the next 10 years. Well, how much did you put into mortgage and taxes, property taxes and all that over those 10-year time frame? It eats away almost all of the appreciation. And in many cases, you end up upside down. But we've been trained to believe that a home is an asset. Okay, so this is the middle class philosophy on the purpose of money. Now, the rich, what's their philosophy of money? And it's very simple. The purpose of money is to do this. Is to multiply. So with the money that you have, instead of going out and buying things, buying what some consider to be assets that aren't really assets, you take that money and you put it somewhere that's going to multiply. And if you'll have that philosophy on money, you will be rich. If you don't have that philosophy on money, you can make a lot of money and you'll end up losing it. You'll end up buying stupid things. You'll end up buying, you know, Lamborghinis that you can't afford to buy. You'll buy, you know, the most expensive home you can buy, because so many people get their self-worth is based on their things versus who they are. Okay. So what I'm telling you is focus on multiplying your money. And there's really 2 ways. I mean, this is very simple stuff. It's just different thinking than what we're taught. And because we're not taught this, we never end up rich. We make a bunch of money and then we're like, well, where did it all go? Well, you didn't put it in something that's going to multiply. And so 2 ways. Number 1, education. And number 2 is investment. Now, for my first many years in network marketing, even when I started making money, I didn't have a lot of money to put into investments. So where did I put it? I put it into education. Someone sent me a video today And it was a snippet of a video. I need to find the full thing, but it was from Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger. And they said what they were talking about. In fact, I wrote it down word for word. Let me see if I can find it. I took notes on it. And it said the most important thing that you can do to combat inflation is to invest in your education and increase your earning power. See, what happens in a recession is everyone goes into fear mode. And if you go into fear mode, if you allow your thinking to go into fear mode, you will have less money guaranteed. There's no question about that. So Warren Buffett, pretty smart guy, Charlie Munger, pretty smart guy, his partner. The most important thing you can do is to increase your earning power. What's the best way to increase your earning power? It's through education. It's taking the money you have, investing it somewhere where it can never be taken away. And see, when I wrote my book, The Unemployed Millionaire, I had written in there, and what was interesting, maybe this is foreshadowing, but in the book I wrote, even if I lost everything I had, but based on the knowledge that I've invested in my mind, I'd get it all back and more. I wrote that before I went $750,000 in business debt. And what was funny is I had forgotten that I wrote it. You know, I mean, you read your own book and you proofread it and you proofread it. And then the last thing I want to do after writing a book, 70,000 word book, and spending like, you know, so much time proofreading it and rereading, I don't want to read my book ever again, right? And I forgot, and someone was like, Matt, you know, one thing that's amazing is in your book, you said if you lost it all, you'd get it all back and more, and you actually did it. And what's cool is I did it during a recession. And see, we've got to change our thinking as it relates to a downturn in the economy, because there's no doubt, like there's a recession. And if you have a thinking that says, ooh, I better scrimp and save, I better pull back, I better go conservative, then you're guaranteed to have way less money. And here's a different thinking that I just want you to have is there any less money during a recession? Yes or no? Type it in the chat. Is there any less money during a recession? No, in fact, there's more money. There's more money in a recession. Why? Because the government prints more. They can continue to print more and more and more money, right? Now, inflation is eating some of that away, but we've got to change our thinking. We've got to really get that there's more money in a recession. See, the biggest run I ever had in my network marketing career was in 2009, when the recession was in full. They call it the Great Recession. It was the biggest recession we'd ever had since the Great Depression. Biggest run in my entire network marketing career. Why? Well, number one, it was thinking. My mentor was like, all in. Like, he taught me that whatever the objection is, that's the reason. So whatever the objection is, that's the reason. Don't hide from the recession. Talk about the recession. Okay, talk about how we're the solution to the recession. And see, if you look at what we're doing here, we are the solution to the recession. There's going to be more people looking to work from home than ever before. There's going to be more people looking for an opportunity to increase their earning power than ever before. And so this is what we need to arm ourselves with, and arm our teams with, and arm our prospects with, because with this thinking, that's what's going to lead to massive success. And, you know, with everything coming together the way it is, I'm telling you, it's going to be a heck of a ride. It is going to get very, very fun over the coming months, and we are the solution. That's it, my brother. And so I wanted to cover these. And part of why I wanted to cover this is obviously we have an event coming up. We have Playbook coming up in Atlanta, and it's a short time frame coming up to Atlanta. And some of you have already, because of your thinking, you've already said to yourself, I can't go. Some of you have said to yourself, well, I'm going, but I can't get anyone else there because it's coming up in like 2 weekends from now. And I'm just telling you, if that's your level of thinking, it's a limited level of thinking that will cause you to stay where? Right here. Now, we just talked about philosophy of money, and I could give you 10 different criteria or 10 different categories of thinking for poor, middle class, and rich. And that's poor thinking. So there's so many times over the years that I've promoted events, and it's been the day before, like a Thursday. The event starts Friday, and I sign someone up on my team on Thursday, or someone three-ways their new person to me on a Thursday right before a major event. Now, the person signing them up, they didn't even mention the training. But because they put them on the phone with me, what did I do? I promote the training. I say, hey, I'm going to tell you something crazy. And you're probably going to be a little crazy if you do what I'm about to tell you should do. But we've got a training coming up, and we've got this person and this person and this person and this person. And if you want like full immersion, if you want to make statistically proven to make 10 times more money in our business, then get to this training. And I know, again, it's crazy. It's happening tomorrow. You got to buy a plane ticket last minute, find a hotel, get your ticket. But I'm telling you, it's the biggest thing that you can do if you really want to explode this business. Now, most people are going to say no, but I can't tell you how many people have said yes. And there's been so many stories at every event, there's someone who just got started the day before. And they flew in to get there. Every event, we always hear about it. Were they on your team or someone else's team? See, we got to elevate our level of thinking. We got to realize that people will step into a level of power that we don't think they have. Why? Because we don't have it ourselves. And so a lot of becoming a powerful leader is just stepping into an unreasonable level of belief in yourself and in other people. See, you're selling people short if you're not promoting, if you're not talking about this event all the way up until the time of the event. You're selling people short if you're not promoting it. You're violating the number one rule that we have, and that's doing what? I said it in the very beginning. It's being a coach, helping people get from where they are to where they want to be. And if you don't help them to get to where they want to be, they never get there.
Oh, wow.
See, it's our job to be strong. It's our job to promote. It's our job to have abundance thinking versus scarcity thinking. See, the poor have a level of scarcity thinking, right? It's like, well, I don't have money to invest in education. Whereas the rich think, I have to invest money in education, because if I don't multiply my money, right? The poor want to hold on to the money. If they do spend it, they're going to buy things that aren't going to make them any money. They're never going to multiply their money. So I hope this helps. And why I wanted to cover it was I just want you guys to get how critical it is, not just for you. I mean, obviously you need to be there. You need to be there. You know that I don't care if it costs $5,000 to be there. If you're thinking, let's say it costs $5,000, it doesn't. But if it's $5,000 to be there and you're thinking, oh, I don't have $5,000, understand that as long as you have that level of thinking, as long as you're living in scarcity, you can't live in abundance, because as long as there's scarcity in the inner world, there will always be scarcity in the outer world. So what we have to do is adjust our thinking. How can I? How can I? With my prospect, they can't afford to go. How can they? How can they? And it's just that quick, these little changes in your thinking that cause you to go from poor to rich. And what I'm committed is for each and every one of you to be rich. And the best way for you to become rich is to invest your money that will multiply it. And the best way to multiply it is getting to that event and getting as many people as possible to that event. So my time is up. I went a little long. Thank you so much for having me, Jesse. Love you, brother.
Oh my God, are you kidding me? That's not long. We need more. How many of you guys, we want a little bit, we need some more Matt. So we need more Matt in our lives for sure. I know that we do, I do. Every time you share, it's just dropping, such knowledge, but wisdom, really behind and making it so simple and to understand. So guys, I want to kind of share with you guys a little bit about where we're going here. And Matt, maybe you can chime in at the end here on a couple of your ideas that I think would be important, because I want to give you guys a little bit of the sneak peek, tease you guys a little bit here, but also give you guys some really cool things that are going to be happening over the course of this next weekend here for Playbook America. So if you are already registered for Playbook America, I want you to drop it in there as I'm registered, or I'll see you in Atlanta. Put it in the chat box. I want to recognize all of you guys that are here, that are coming to visit the event. If you're not registered, I want to have a conversation with you guys, but a little bit different than maybe is for some people, they're sitting there thinking, it's unreasonable for me to be there. And I get it. I'm going to ask you for the next 9 days to be unreasonable. That's it. In the face of reasons. What are those reasons? Time, money, commitments, I'm asking you to be unreasonable, right? Why? Because I don't know about you. I would like to have an unreasonable paycheck. How many of you guys want to have one of those? How many of you guys would like to have unreasonable vacations on an unreasonably large house? Like, why do you need 7 bathrooms, right? So, because I can, right? I'd like to have an unreasonably fast car, right? I want to have it like, who really needs a Tesla that goes 0 to 60 in 0.6 seconds? That's unreasonable, but Gregory's like, I need one of those. Yeah, that's all right. So here's the thing. What that means is if you want an unreasonable lifestyle, you need to not be stopped in the face of your reasons. So this is an exercise, really, not just for you, but for other people. So now I'm not going to go out there and berate somebody because they're stuck in a mentality that they've been in for a long period of time, that they were taught for years, for decades, that they've been spinning on and self-sabotaging themselves with this BS that they have, which is their belief system that has been kind of plagued into their head as to what's possible with this scarcity mentality of mediocrity. But what I want to do is I want to be in the stand of reason. So I don't want to talk to you guys. All of you guys I know are coming. You're coming. I know you're coming, right? How many of you guys would like to have more people come to Playbook with you? Show of hands, right? So show of hands, put them up, right? So how do you do that? I want to share with you guys some of the things I've done over the last 20 years that have helped me get hundreds and now thousands of people on my team to events consistently. And sometimes it's small things, right? So first of all, we know somebody, what are the big objectives? Time and money. Those are the 2 big ones, right? Now, time, money, or resources. And here's what I mean by resources. Childcare, that's definitely a resource, right? These are things that people are looking for. So we got to get creative. So I want you to write this down. Become resourceful in being unreasonable. So I want to give you an example here real quick. Let's say in this example, so Gregory, can I pick on you since I know you're in a place where you can chat? Is that cool? So can you unmute for me a quick second here? And we can role play this a little bit. I want to share with you really the kind of like what I would say, what I would do, and how I have this conversation, right? So Gregory, where do you live? Please don't say Atlanta.
No, I don't live in Atlanta. I live in Lubbock, Texas.
In Lubbock, Texas. Okay, perfect. Sorry. So, all right. So maybe Gregory's brand new, just got started, or maybe he's been in for a month or 6 months or whatever it is. Now, chances are Gregory is not where he wants to be in his business. Why? Because almost nobody is where they want to be in their business. How many of you guys want to be further than you are? Right? So you have to understand that 99% of the time you're talking to somebody that's disappointed with where their results are. Those are the conversations you're going to have. So Gregory wants to get to somewhere better in his career. He wants to get somewhere better in his business. I might know his why. I might not know his why, but here's the thing. Please write this down. In the art of promoting, and I believe promotion is an art. Okay. Here's the art of promoting. Number 1, if you do not know their why, you can't move them as effectively. And I've even said it even deeper than that. If you don't know your why, if you don't know why they're doing the business, you don't deserve to promote to them. Because then I'm promoting for my reasons. I'm not promoting for theirs. I need to know what it is that Gregory wants out of this. Now, let's say we've had that conversation. I know why Gregory's doing the business, right? I know if he's doing it for his kids or his family, or, he wants that Tesla, whatever it is. Okay. Whatever gets you up get you motivated. Look, well, I'll take it all. But in this case, let's say Gregory's got a thing here with time, or he's got a thing with money. Those are the big 2. So if I'm saying Gregory's telling me he can't go. So I'm going to say, Gregory, listen, okay. I know this is going to sound crazy to you. I know you say you can't go. I get it. So do you want to go? These are the questions I'm going to ask. So Gregory, do you want to go to the event?
Yeah, Jesse, I want to go.
Yeah. So what's standing in the way?
Well, really, I just kind of ran up my Discover card to about 20K.
Whoa.
Onto some other trainings, and I just can't make it this month. I got mortgage, I got bills, I got the normal things that attack me every month.
I got you.
Can't do it.
So in other words, you want to go, but money's the issue.
Pretty much.
Pretty
That's
much,
it.
right? So here's what I want to do. I want to isolate the objection. Write this in here, isolate the objection. If he gives me, Gregory says money. Money's the only thing that's keeping it. He didn't say time, he said money, right? So he didn't say his job, he said money. Now, I might not be that. So Gregory, if we could find a way to, to come up with the money, borrow the money, whatever it is, could you make it if we could find a way? I know right now that sounds impossible, but would you be willing to just talk through this with me? Because maybe we can figure this out, maybe we can't. I don't know.
I'd definitely be willing to talk it out if you
Let's
can
just
help
talk about
figure it out.
Yeah. So here's the first thing I want to do. I want to change the but to an and. Write this down. Change the but to an and. So Gregory says, I want to go to the convention, but I got the money. And I want to say, Gregory, look, we're just going to change that but to an and. I want to go to the convention and I don't have the money. I don't know why, but for some reason why that helped open up people's space a little bit more, right? You just got to remove the but. Let's get rid of the but. It's just an and. That's all it is, right? So Gregory, I know that this is maybe unreasonable, and I'm going to say that to them. I said, look, but here's the thing. You probably haven't had anybody in your life that is going to be a stand for you for your life more than me right now. I am going to stand in the fact that you are coming to the convention. That's where I'm at. I know that's unreasonable. I get it. I know you might say, like, you're crazy, Jess. You're out of your mind. What are you thinking? I can't make it. This ain't gonna happen, right? So, but Gregory, $20,000, what's 20,000, what's 21? I mean, really? Like, if you're, this is what I would say to him. Did you see how he just kind of went, yeah, that's true, right? So I don't know if you guys saw that, right? But in this case, this is one of the first things I'm gonna do. I'm gonna say, Gregory, look, I'm gonna be a stand for you because I'm not gonna co-sign on your failure. Write that in your notes. I'm just not going to do it. So I'm just not going to do it. And so till the convention, I am committed that you're there. Right now, I know you think I'm crazy. All right. And, but this is what I want to show you. So let's figure out a couple of the pieces. Well, there's only kind of the three things we need. We need a flight. We need a place to sleep. Right. So with flight, place to sleep, and we need a ticket. Right now, here's the thing I found out. Flight is the first thing you need. Because the hotel, you can actually kind of get a little bit later if you need to. Ticket, you can even get last minute. People say, well, what about food? You got your shake and greens? Let's go. Club Fit Challenge, baby. 2 shakes a day. All right. Come on. All right. So whatever we got to do. I lived off peanut butter and jelly sandwiches my first convention. In fact, it was peanut butter and jelly sandwiches the first half of the convention, and it was in peanut butter sandwiches the second half of the convention because jelly is expensive. So, but here's how I did this. So I said, Gregory, let's just chunk this down here real quick and figure this out. So here's the first thing. The majority of people who say they don't have the time, they don't have the money, they haven't looked. So I'm going to look for them and with them. If I'm on Zoom, now this takes a little bit of extra time, but I'm telling you this stuff is worth it because it lets them know that you're committed to them being there and that this isn't just about like, you got to go, right? So I've done this for years and I'm telling you this increased the amount of people that made it to the convention. And this is what I would do. And I did this for years. Now I didn't have a booking platform and an online wholesale booking engine like Club Secret before. So I was using everything I could do. But the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna look up flights. So I want to show you guys here real quick, and I got some other cool stuff to show you. So I'm gonna log into my back office, right? So when I log in to clubsecret.com, oh, I had all these windows open. Did they not stay open? They didn't stay open. So hold on a second. Clubsecret.com, right? So when I log into clubsecret.com, right? So, and I'm going to go to travel and I'm going to click on travel. So the first thing I'm going to do here, okay, is we're going to take a look at on this website. Now I might look for other websites, but the first thing I'm going to look up is flights. So, okay. So what's your airport? Lubbock?
Yeah, LBB.
LBB, right? So LBB. So boom, Lubbock. Is that it?
That's it.
Okay. So, and we're going to ATL, right? All right. So now the convention is Friday. You want to get there on Friday. You want to leave on Monday for this. I know you say you can't go. I get that. I just want to look. We're just going to look. Well, it doesn't hurt. Right. So, and I'm going to search and I'm going to do this. Now I'm going to go do this. Now I might not do this on Zoom with him, but if I know where this person lives, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go search for the flight, find the cheapest flight. I'm going to screenshot it. I'm going to send it to him. Right. So he's got, okay, $700. This is Southwest. If I'm looking at where, now maybe there's another carrier airport. Another place that I'm going to look is skiplagged.com. If you guys haven't seen this yet, skiplagged.com. United Airlines sued them because they found what they call hidden cities, where instead of flying, there's hopper flights that you can actually get discounted. You got to carry on, but hey, sometimes you got to do what you got to do and figure this thing out, right? So I'm going to go look for the flight and send him one of the lowest flights and find out what it is. If it's $600, $400, $500, and that's the first thing I'm knocking out. Then the next thing that I'm knocking out here with him, I'm saying, okay, what would we have to do in order to get that done? If we could do step one, right? Because if I can get step one, a lot of times I'm getting to step two and I'm getting to step three. So step two is what? Accommodations. So what do we do on that? Well, all right, we know that the Crown Plaza Hotel, this is in Mexican pesos because I'm down here in Tulum, right? So, but check this out, the Crown Plaza, right? So maybe I want to stay at the host hotel, but my first years, I couldn't afford to stay at the host hotel. I mean, look, so here's the thing. If you can't stay at the host hotel, I don't care. Get to a hotel, right? So whatever it takes to get your butt in that seat is what I'm doing. Why? Because I'm unreasonable. That's what I'm doing. In the face of reasons, I'm figuring this out. Gregory, I'm committed to you being there. Now, I know you think I'm crazy, but that's what I want you to be. I want you to be this unreasonable about your future as I am. I want him to see how much of a stand I am for his future. More than anybody he's ever had, more than a coach, more than a parent, more than any, maybe his sponsor. Because most of the time, as we know, our sponsors quit. My sponsor quit. My sponsor quit. In fact, my sponsor all quit. Thank God, right? So, but in this, I'm going to go look this up. So I'm going, okay, Crown Plaza, maybe that's there. Maybe I can figure that out. Okay, so I'm going to go in here and I'm going to go to hotels, right? And I'm going to go look up here, hotels. And after I figured out a flight and I found the cheapest one and I sent it to him, I'm going to ATL, right? So I'm going to Atlanta and I'm checking in on on Friday. I'm checking out on Monday. So I've got 3 nights and I'm going to search for the hotel and find him the cheapest deal that is close to this location. These are the things I'm going to do. I'm going to screenshot this. I'm going to send it to him, and I'm going to say, well, we're going to do this. I'm going to find maybe someone he can partner up with, right? So we can share the cost of the room. The rooms are the cheapest, by the way, right? If you're creative enough, you can figure it out, right? Now, what do? You just go to the map, right? And I know where the Crown Plaza is, and I'm going to go up to that Crown Plaza location, which I know is up here in this little springy area, right? And then I'm just going to zoom in, right? I got to zoom in. Yep. Boom. And I'm going, okay, what are these hotels? Boom, 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 boom. Oh, 69. What is that? All right. Comfort Inn, $69. Listen, 2-star, but sometimes, you got to go 2-star in order to go 5-star in your future. That's what you got to do. Listen, whatever it takes, you guys. Yeah, I'm going to send it to him. Like, listen, I know this is a shitty hotel, but it'll get you there. What if you split that with somebody? You put 2 people in there, right? Get 2 queen beds. Now you're talking about splitting 150. You're talking about $125. Most of the time, here's the thing. People have counted themselves out that haven't even looked yet. They've counted it out. I texted this. So now what are we talking about? Okay, we got the flight. Here's how much the flight is. Boom. Here's how much the hotel is. Boom. Here's how much a ticket is, which we can figure that out when you get there. Here's the thing. You guys realize if he gets a plane ticket and he gets the hotel, you don't think he's going to figure out how to get the ticket when he gets to that event? I'm telling you what, that is definitely going to happen. Now, I might even look at Airbnb. I just looked this stuff up. Airbnb. I picked the area. I chose the dates and I looked it up. There's some stuff that's there that's even cheaper than you can find. And sometimes you can put 2 people, 4 people, you figure it out. These are all things that I did over the course of it that helped me get more people there, right? So I want to let you guys know that if you guys did this with everybody, now, can you do this with every human on your team? If you got 10 people, yes. If you got 20 people, 20. What if you did this? And let's say you did it took an extra 5 minutes and you know where they live. If you don't know where they live, that's a clue you need to know your team better, right? Right. So you know where they live. And what if you looked up the flight and sent it to them and say, hey, I found a flight that's super cheap. Check this out. Right. I found a place to stay super cheap. And they're going, wow, this person weirdly wants me to go. Right. And if you do a few of these things, but what if you took an extra 5 minutes and did this, 10 minutes and did this, but you got an extra 1, 2, 3 people with you there, a playbook, would it be worth it? And the answer is yes. Right. So my first years inside of network marketing, we had 2 conventions a year in my first company. One was in Vegas. The other one was in Oklahoma City. And I lived in Los Angeles. And in Los Angeles, what's crazy is that for 9 conventions, I never flew to Oklahoma City. I drove. Why? Because I could get more people to get in the car with me. and then it was a van, and then buses. I literally rented 56 passenger buses, you know, and I would sell tickets to the bus, and it was called the Bus to OKC. I still have bus to OKC.com just from my own memory, because it was horribly amazing, because it was a 27-hour bus ride that we got people to go on. And we stayed in a Motel 6 in an area of town that nobody should stay in Oklahoma. It wasn't even in Oklahoma, it was on the outskirts of Oklahoma, and the rooms were like $60, and we put 4 people in a room because it was 2 per queen bed. And I have no idea how adults came with me on this trip. Honestly, I think about it today and I'm like, what were they thinking? But I was like, you are coming with me to the convention. I don't care what it takes. And when people got that feeling, that understanding that I was committed to their success. Now, if they didn't make it, I didn't berate them, right? At the convention, we moved on. We said, listen, you promised me you'll make the next one. And I would, as soon as registration for the next event came up, I'd call them. I said, Gregory, remember when you told me that you could make it to this one? Listen, get your ticket. They just went on sale for the next event. There's an early bird special. Let's get you in. And we're getting them into the next convention. So Jesse didn't forget about me. He didn't forget about me. He's at the event. He's thinking about me, right? So this is how I got 5 people, 10 people, 20 people to the event, 50 people, 100 people. And one of the magics that I heard inside of my network marketing career is 100 people. You get 100 people on your team to the big event. And the numbers that they taught me, which has been, it's not scientific or anything, but I found it pretty accurate, that for every 1 person on your team at the event, you can expect in the next 12 months to earn about $1,000 per person in that next year. So if you get 100 people on your business to the event times $1,000, that's $100,000 income. So that's the only thing I had in my brain. I got to get 100 people in that event, 100 people in that event. So how can I become a better promoter? It's not hyping the deal up. It's what Matt started with. And the starting with it, which was being a good servant, serving people. So now I'm not doing it for him, right? So, but I'm helping him, show him some of these ways. And because don't let them count themselves out before they've even seen what was available in the process of doing it. And so those are a couple of things that I believe can dramatically help you right now to get yourself 1 more, 2 more, 3 more people to playbook. Now, I want you guys to create a problem for our president, Eddie, because we are nearly sold out. I want you guys to know. In fact, we are technically sold out, but we are banking on about a 10% attrition because that's just normally what happens from an event. People buy tickets who can't come, right? Is a normal thing. I want them to have a problem. I want people having to sit on Matt Morris's lap, you know? So I just like, you know, like everyone's like, I'm in. So, right. Can I rub shoulders with Matt? I'm in. So, but I'm serious where we create it because the things that are going to be at this event are going to be incredible. And I'm talking about Club Fit. How many of you guys are excited about our Club Fit challenge? We've got our next Club Fit challenge and an incredibly upgraded experience and more opportunities that are coming to you. If you don't have your Club Fit band, every single one of you that registered will pick it up at the event. We're going to be doing a live training workout session on Sunday morning with Miss Kim Lyons, her first live debut performance. The second thing that you're going to be seeing is the next enrollment for Club Fit, and people that register will get their bands at the convention with some other big surprises coming your way. You guys are going to see an event pack. You're going to see an event bundle for the next events, as this is our very first community-driven event in the history of Secret with Club Secret, everything connected together, which you're going to see in a whole new light. So I'm not here to hype you up, but I will make you a guarantee. If you find the money, find the time, find the resources, and I'm going to tell Gregory this like I would tell a new person. If you come to the event, and on Sunday night, you sit in your chair the whole time and you say, it wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth my time. It wasn't worth my money. It wasn't worth me taking off work. It wasn't worth me finding a babysitter. Say it wasn't worth it on Sunday night. No questions asked. I will give you your money back. Every dime you spend. This is true for all of you. Okay. Right. So I will give you your flight, your hotel, your food, time spent off work, childcare, whatever it is, just total up what this cost you to be here. And on Sunday night, no questions asked, I'll give you your money back. So what do you really have to lose? So how you compress decades and turn it into days is you spend time with people that have spent decades of their life learning the information so you can get that information very, very, very quickly. This is going to be unlike any event that you've ever been to. I can promise you that. It is, some of you have been to a playbook. This ain't that playbook. I'm letting you guys know, right? The announcements and the things you're going to see here are going to be magical. So guys, I have one more thing I want to show you guys, but just as a teaser. So how many guys are really excited? We've got a new cruise platform coming out here, but getaways. So check this out, guys. I want to show you guys something here real quick. If you haven't seen this, all right. So this is super cool. All right. So when you log into Club Secret, right? All right. If you guys haven't seen this, I want to show you guys this. So when you log into Club Secret, okay, and you check this out, all right. And you're going to go to your getaway portion of your Club Secret back office, right? And when you log in to Club Secret and you click on getaways, just unmute it. Hold on, I'm going to grab them real quick. Okay. So, okay. And when you click on it, what you want to do here, this is brand new. When you click on your new 7-night stay, right? So, because one of the things I did, I remember I looked at the inventory and I was a little disappointed, honestly. And I had people going like, man, there's a lot of these resorts. They don't, you know, that are the free ones or the no cost extra ones with the certificate that were like, I would never stay there. And I was like, you're right. There's a lot that I would never stay at, but we found some gems and I want to show you how to do it. So when you click on the new live inventory, if you haven't done this in the last 2 weeks, there's a new opportunity for you to be able to see all the live inventory on our new site, and you can play with this tonight. So if you click on this, you're going to be able to see here, logging into the Club Secret. Now it's Club Secret branded. When you click on learn more, it's going to show you how you can preview everything by using our demo account, Club Secret, with this password. So if you go log in and you put that in here, right? This is the demo account, which now that you're logged into Club Secret, you can explore the resorts, right? So if you go to apply the benefit, okay, and now we got our 7-night, you can choose your region. So for an example, you can choose Mexico, and I can choose Mexico, and I can add where I want to go in Mexico. I want to go to everywhere in Mexico. I don't care where it is. Right? So I love Mexico. Right? So wherever it is, or I can remove any of these that I want. I can add different countries, different organizations, but I want you guys to take a look at one that we found. This is something we're going to start showing you guys, is where to find some of the gems. Now, when you select your travel dates, what you're going to do is just select tomorrow and then go out like a month, go out 2 months, meaning expand your search, zoom out so you can see what's available, right? Now, in this case, right, when I hit search, this is one of the resorts, okay? It's going to immediately show you all the resorts based upon promotionals and highest prices. You're going to want to click on lowest price to see the no charge ones if they're available in that region at that time. Now, I happen to know this one because we found this one, right? Look at this, right? 7 nights at this location, okay? You hit learn more, it pulls up the resort. Look at this resort, okay? Boom. Look at the rooms, guys. This is 7 nights at no charge. That's a kitchen inside. Some of these are studios, okay? Now, I saw some of the no charge ones. I was like, I wouldn't send my worst enemy to some of these places. And you're right? Are there thousands of locations? We're going to find the gems so we can show you where you find these gems, okay? You can see resort features on here, so we can see this. Now, because I had somebody call me, they're like, this wasn't worth it, right? Because none of the resorts I'm looking for. And I was like, well, we gotta teach you guys how to use it properly. I'm going to show you guys one more thing here that I found, which is pretty cool, right? So let's say you want to go to South America. Now, not South America. And I want to go to Brazil. Like, Brazil is one of the places that, you know, like for me, I've always wanted to go to that I've never got a chance to go to. So let me show you how you would do that, right? So you're going to click on the benefit. You're going to click on advanced search like we just did. So your 7-night, we're going to apply that benefit, okay? We're going to choose South America. I'm going to choose Brazil, right? For an example, let's say I want to go to Sao Paulo, or I want to go to Rio. I don't know. I could choose all of it, right? So, and I'm going to choose tomorrow, and I'm going to put this out by, you know, some time till the end of March, and I'm going to search here. Now, this is crazy because I just saw this one. Look at this resort. If I want to go in March, I want to go in February. If I want to go in later dates, it's only $149 for me to reserve if I want to reserve way out in advance. But look at this place in Brazil, guys. Like, oh my God, that no charge, right? So, or if I want to reserve out further, okay, so I can do so, and I can literally choose March, and I go, okay, here's more dates in March that are at no charge. Now, let's say, okay, I got to book later. So wait a couple weeks. This will probably pull up. These are 1 bedrooms. So there's so many amazing places on here, guys. This is just a sneak peek as to some of the amazing things that are happening. You're going to hear about Escapes Your Way. You're going to hear about updates with Club Secret. You're going to hear about new opportunities to earn income in Secret that are simple, easy, and effective ways to make money. All right. But the thing is this, you got to be there. So whatever it is you have, figure it out. And when you get to Playbook, I want you to come up to me and be like, listen, I wasn't going, but that call you did on Wednesday night with Matt Morris, I figured it out. I changed my thinking and I got resourceful, I got unreasonable, and I made it happen. Or I got another person to come with me by doing some of the things that you said. And I want you to come give me a big hug, and I want it to be long and awkward, just because I'm going to be so happy that you're there, because I know that those are the decisions. As Jim Stovall said at my very first convention, most people know the price of everything and the value of nothing. When you understand the value of what one event can do for your future, it's not, I can't afford to go. It's, I can't afford not to. So Matt, thank you. I apologize. I didn't plan on going that long. I just got really excited. Anyway, thank you again. Your training, by the way, in Europe was so incredible. And I can't wait for everybody to see what's going to be coming up here. But any closing thoughts here for us as we head into the most important event we're doing here in 2023?
Man, I think you said it all. You were so good at this point. The only thing I could do is screw it up. So I'm looking forward to seeing you guys there. Will be an amazing event. And man, now is the time.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So guys, as you guys are signing off here, I'm going to open up the lines here real quick. Actually, Shanika looks like she's got her hand raised. Is that a testimonial you got for me, girl? If that is, why don't you unmute here, and we're going to get a quick second here to get a chant out here from Secret. If you have an opportunity to unmute, but real quick, I think we have the ability for everybody to unmute. So if you do have the ability, I want you to unmute and let me know how excited you are to be at Playbook here this next weekend.
Woo, woo.
Going to Playbook.
Oh, let's go.
Let's go.
Thank you, Matt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so much.
Let's go.
Let's
go. Playbook, baby.
Thank you so much. Y'all there.
Excited. Can't wait.
Thank you, Matt and Jesse.
Super
Can't
excited.
wait to see you guys out there.
Yes. I'm excited.
I
So
do.
excited. Cannot wait.
Not everyone.
Love you guys. We'll see you guys next week.
Best community ever. Good night, everybody.